Good morning, and happy Wednesday to each and every one of you. And I always say good morning because we record in the morning. Hopefully we're gathering in the morning, but I know some folks are probably at work already and doing other things, got to take the kids to school and those kind of things, and you may not get a chance to view until the afternoon or maybe in the evening. So we want to say good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. And we want to remind you, because that's what we do on this podcast. We just remind ourselves, okay? We want to remind you that wherever you are, your higher power is. Bam, baby, God is, and God is all there is. How do we know? Because good is all there is, and we usher in our good right now. Each and every day, we tune in and we turn up our innate spiritual power on earth as it is in heaven. What does that mean to you? On earth as it is in heaven. Come on, let's work it this morning. Life works when we work it. What does that mean? We balance our world, you guys. We call forth our good all day, every day, in every way. Conscious dominion gives us our power. We have to remind ourselves that we are the highest creation on this earth. The animals got order. The seasons have order. You know, the sun rises in the east, it sets in the west. We doing whatever we feel that we are big and bad enough to do. We got folks out here, politicians, taking their religious beliefs and going into these council meetings and stuff and trying to change laws and force their thinking on the masses. We're going to talk more about this race consciousness because some of y'all out here are mesmerized. You've been hypnotized and bamboozled and you've been locked up in your thinking for 100 years. Refuse to change. Out here judging these young folks and whoever else. You know, we judge. We have to judge. How are we gonna bring order to this world without judging? But we be relying on our own little intellect, and we be judging folks about appearances on the outside. We want to tune in. We want the Christ in me grease the Christ in you. Wherever we go and folks are talking crazy and look like they got mental illness and all those things, we still want to move beyond that which is appearing. We look beyond on this podcast. We know that is an illusion. We're dealing with outside appearances. That is the natural world. Regardless of what is appearing, we reestablish order. The Christ in me grease the Christ in you. That is the highest elevation in consciousness that any humankind, any one of us can reach. The elevated state of consciousness where we are one with God. We are one with all of humankind. And we are one with all life. That's what this hive mind thing is about. See, we work on ourselves individually. We are individualized expressions of God, of your Creator. Let me get closer. Of your higher power. Because folks this is what we do. We go and deny it. And you hear the word God. I don't believe in God. You know, I used to go to church and God ain't got nothing to do with church. That the church is man-made. What's your problem? All this religion is man-made. That ain't got nothing to do with God. Well, sometimes it do, you know, but most of the time it don't. Because they only practice God. They go to church on Sunday. Remember the Sabbath day, keep it holy. What? Okay. Look at here. What about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday? Why we got 7 days? Why do we have 7 days? And we get stuck. You know, we separate ourselves because, you know, those are sinners, and you know they smoke, and you know they have sex, they fornicate, and we got all kind of words, adultery. Listen, somebody had to see him now. Hey, you hear what she say? She the Antichrist. She trying to put the Bible say right here. Well, I'll punch you in there. Keep on preaching that. Keep on preaching that. Well, look at all these souls we losing. When you read that Bible, what you so? Y'all got me going this morning. I'm here to motivate you. I'm here to influence you, inspire you. I'm here to encourage you. And finally, I'm here to, bam, baby, empower you. Empower you. What you think for yourself? What you just be authentically you. All we teach on this platform, we preach something that, but we talking about being authentically ourselves. Life works when I work it. Life works when you work it. We working on an individual basis. But we're working out the love of our heart for good. You know, for our good and the highest good of all concerned. You know, everybody all caught up in their ego, self-centered, trying to pretend like, man, you better get out of here. You better get out of here. We know that God is the source. The church is not the source of our supply. We go to if you go to church, and you know, because a whole bunch of folks don't. I mean, I told you before, and I tell you again, 5 to 7% of Christians, and Christianity is the world's largest religion, right? Only 5 to 7% go to church on Sunday. So y'all 5 to 7, then y'all go, you know, and then the folks won't talk about, but we got an online. Okay, we talking about the physical church where folks used to go on a regular basis, you know, traffic jam, they ain't going no more. So that's the church I'm talking about, the physical walls. We go to celebrate, to edify. We're not going because we all broke down and down and out and beseeching the Lord. And I know when I get there, the preacher gonna pray for me or somebody gonna lay hands on me and then I will be healed. Are you crazy? We don't get healed like that. Now let me tell you something. We got people in this world who are suffering. So what's my role? I plead the blood of Jesus. That's my role. But some folks don't plead the blood of Jesus because they ain't Christians. So what's our role? Our role is to stay in conscious contact with God on a regular basis all day long. All day long. Sometimes it's an hour at a time, you guys. Sometimes we have to deal with it in the morning, and then we have to chunk it out in the afternoon because we got to do some other stuff in the evening. Sometimes we have to break it down to a second at a time because when the shift hit the fan, usually we react. We hit the fan too. Everybody start boogity, boogity, boogity. We start boogity, boogity, boogity. Everybody in fear, and we get in fear too. Oh yeah, I remember what blah, blah said, and then you, false evidence, fear. False evidence appearing real. When we react, we want to react out of divine order. Consciousness is who we are. We can't have everybody running around here crazy. That is what is happening in our world right now. And I'm talking about globally, not just the United States. It is crazy out here. We have a job to do, you guys. The Christ in me greets the Christ in you. Your resurrected power, your resurrected idea of this world. We ain't talking about your religious idea. We're not talking about waiting on Jesus to come in the sky, with him in the sky on a white horse and all of this whole other kind of stuff. We see him in the sky of our intelligence. Okay, of our omniscience. This is where we see our higher power, you guys. Let me get a sip of coffee this morning. I don't know what we talking. We talking about just grounding ourselves. Starbucks and I'm grounding myself with a cup of espresso right now. Hold on. Good. Y'all know I've been telling y'all, I be waking up in the morning and I have them old spiritual songs in my mind. I don't know where I be at night when where I've been worshiping at night. I have so much to share with you guys. I need for you to come out of the natural world today, which is the matrix. And come out of the natural world. How do you come out? We come out in our awareness, in our consciousness, you guys. We change our thinking. We must have a new thought about old things, about old-timey religion. That way ain't nobody going to church. We need to have a new thought. Man, when we get in it and put our twist on it, and folks, they try to penetrate you. And then what they do is they punish you. Oh, how did they punish you? Gossip about you, talk about you, won't loan you no money, won't help you, this is what they do. 'Cause all you had to do was go to church and see what the Lord did. And look, I never forget that pastor said that the Lord, that Carlton, the Bishop Carlton Pearson, for those of you who know him and remember, that he could have saved himself. He know how to save himself. He could have said, but God killed him. Now listen, y'all watch people who get away from folks to preach all that old kind of stuff and sending folks to hell. You don't have the authority to send nobody to hell. It take one to know. It take one to know one who's going to hell. Consciousness, you guys, is who we are. We are God's highest creation. I teach dominion. Dominion over what? Dominion over our thinking. First thing we have to do is surrender. Just walk away. In the streets they say, F it. Come on, let's talk this morning. And that's a short version of the serenity prayer. They say, F it. And y'all know what that F stands. Well, forget it. But y'all know it'd be stronger than that. Whatever works. You know what I'm saying? But we turn the other cheek. That's a form of surrender. Turning the other cheek means turning away from what I'm thinking. Turning away from all of this mess that's going on in the moment. We must know that we have the power. The power in any situation. God is the source of our supply. And you ain't got to go to church on Sunday to remember that. See, as a leader, I'm more I follow the teachings of Jesus, okay? I'm in the world. I like to walk and talk, and I meet all kinds of folks, and I like being close. Because if folks know you got a title or they know who you are, they have a tendency to act different. So I cloak myself. Everywhere I go, I'm cloaked. You know what I'm saying? So I can do the will of my higher power. Because folks, we too much in the external. They look, oh, she don't look like this, or she not. I don't know, because, I ain't never seen nobody that do this, that look like, man, shoot. Appearances. This outside stuff. We want right thinking. Right thinking is knowing that there's an internal world, there's a natural world. That's what we're doing right now, natural world. But there's also a supernatural world. That is the invisible realm. There is a whole nother world. I don't know how to describe this to you guys. But if you can just open your mind to receive it, you're going to experience that. God will give you receipts that God is real. Life is eternal. This body is not eternal. Y'all know that. We get old. Look. I see them look. Listen. The body, it will do what it's got to do. Because it's a part of the form, the physical world. It's a part of the natural world, you guys. But spiritually, the soul is eternal. What does that mean, eternal? It goes on and on and on, but we want to expand. The soul is here to expand in love. Love is harmonizing. Love attracts. Love is binding, you guys. Love is, check this out, binding. We pray. The hands are pointed upward, right? Because we're ascending. And once we receive in our clarity, in our awareness through meditation and concentration, relaxation and thanksgiving. Once we receive it, and then we have called it down into a rest space. Now, if you are elevated in consciousness in your awareness that you are a spiritual being, then we begin in gratitude. Oh, thank you, Lord, for slowing me down long enough to breathe right, but focus in on my breathing, because I told you I shared with you breathing was the first step. But as we elevate and we know that God is wherever we are, we know that God is here right now. We know that everything is alive, okay? And then we call it down. Prayer, thanksgiving, rest in it. Make it glue it, y'all. Like y'all be stalking. Like y'all be stalking, but glue it together. Let me get another sip of coffee. What have we been talking about this morning? Taking care of ourselves. when we go into prayer, even though we might be going in prayer because we think we have a need, but even though God's grace is sufficient, we think we in need, okay? So we go in prayer. But when we go into prayer, we're not just going to prayer for ourselves. We're aligning ourselves in divine order with the universe. We go into prayer and we bring everything else that doesn't appear to be in order. We bring that in prayer with us, like our kids, like them old crooks and criminals in our world, like them women out there swinging on the pole. You think they went into prayer? Probably some of them have. Now, listen, we got to have right judgment around here. I'm just saying, I believe in covering it up. Yeah, everybody walk around with their cahoots, with their twins, with their twins hanging out. And they hanging out and they hanging down to get out of here. What's wrong with y'all, especially y'all, all of us in my age group? Get your act together. You ain't nobody trying to look at all. Ain't nobody trying to look at us. Look at this. We had our turn. Look, sit down and get in your place. What are we talking about this moment? We're talking about freeing ourselves. We're talking about being authentic. We're talking about life, working life, and not allowing life to work us. We're in control. God is in control. Once we know that God is, because God is what? God is internal, you guys. Life works when we work it. I'm the thinker, thinking the thoughts that are making the things in my life. Now, you're the thinker making the things in your life. Your thinking does not affect me. No, because we're gonna claim divine order, and your thinking, if you out of order, your thinking gonna go back into the nothingness from whence it came. Remember, we want right thinking today. Right thinking leads to right feelings. Now that thinking comes through our vision, what we are taking in our perception, what we are taking in through our senses, through our sight, through our smell, through our taste, through our hearing. And you heard what they said. Did y'all hear what they said about me? I can't wait to see my brother and my little cousin, when we was little, I was the only girl, so I still got a little punch. I hung out with them. I ain't had nobody else to hang out. We were all the same age. They taught me how to box, and I box you still today, where I knock you out in my consciousness. We knock you out by turning the other cheek. Hey, we see you and wouldn't want to be. You know why? Because people out here stuck like Chuck. So since they stuck and we unstuck, so God done put us here. So we got to take care of them too. We got to try to get them back in order. We should have remembered that a long time ago before the world got the way it is today. My goodness. They ain't watching. How y'all watch the news and read them newspapers? They still make newspapers. Anyway, what? My eyes. Anyway. I can't believe we got to watch what we take in. Consciousness is who we are. Watch what you are sensing. Our senses brings us internally. Remember, the subconscious mind, our soul, is the sum total of the conscious world, where we go to work, go to the grocery store, and the subconscious, how we feel about going to the store, going to work, and these people. We take ourselves with us wherever we go. We want to not just keep regurgitating, recycling the same error consciousness. We don't want to continue to miss the mark. We want to realign ourselves, and we do it by catching our thinking. But it requires us to practice, remembering, recalling that we're spiritual beings. Our souls are eternal. Everywhere we go, we know that everybody we see. I was in an arena once. There were like 15, 20,000 people there. And I'm standing and I'm looking and I'm sensing through spiritual eyes that all of us, 16,000 plus one, that made me too. Everybody I see will be leaving this earth. Even the little kids, and I don't know, but this is where God talks to me. So what do you want to leave here? All these people are leaving. What is our legacy, you guys? What do we want to leave here? We cannot leave this world the way it is. Oh my goodness. And y'all know that man ain't trying to leave office, not alive. Anyway, he ain't trying to leave office. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. He leave office. He'd rather just kick the bucket or something like that. But anyway, for entertainment purposes. I got to say that because I don't know all these internet rules because I'm authentically me. I might say anything. But, you know, we're going to have, get prepared, put your seatbelt on. And if you're a leader, prepare the people. See, I feel like I ain't no feel like nothing. Okay? Ain't feel nothing. I ain't thinking nothing either. I'm allowing it today. But we allow God to speaking through us. And that's what I'm prayerfully doing right now because I don't script. I just get on here and talk, and hopefully I can catch one ear. I can change one heart and mind. Because see, our mind is our heart. Out of the heart comes the issues of life. God is love. God is here. Your higher power is internal, in your heart space, you guys. We want to attract more of that so we can what? We can give out more of that, okay? We get what we get. When you know we get what we give. You got to give in order to receive. What you giving out today? And then something come and smack you upside the head, but you forgot. You forgot what goes around comes around. Can we change this? Yeah. When we realign ourselves in right thinking, we say divine order. We say cancel universe. We don't want that energy out there. We say cancel that. That was error conscious, and we replace it with a positive affirmation, a positive statement of truth. God is my source. God is my health. God is my strength. God is my abundance. Dominion and power is my birthright on earth, as it is in heaven, as it is in the highest love spot, the love space in my consciousness. So within, so without. We want to do unto others, you guys, if we would have others do unto us. So within. If it doesn't feel good happening to me, it doesn't feel good happening to others. We got to stop this racism, this colorism. You know, black folks too, colorism, called up, light skin, don't care what's going on in here. Yeah, just called up into the external. I'm talking about black folks. Oh, they got good hair and wavy. Mine, what's that got to do with why you've been called? What's that got to do with the price of tea in China? What does that got to do with anything? What I look like? All this old racism, all this old colorism in our community. We just have lost our begoozes. We're too much in the outside world. I need for you to return home now. I'm a leader that's global, okay? I'm not locked into a physical space. That ain't why I was called. I didn't realize that for a long time. I never quite wanted to be in the physical space, even when I was studying to be in the ministry. I didn't want to be in a physical space per se. You know, I never saw myself kind of like that. I mean, we could do that, you know, coming from a background in education, teaching and stuff like that. We didn't write a sermon. I got a chance to do one time. Got a chance to do a sermon. And guess what? I'm going to show y'all the next time. Oh, I ain't got my Bible in here with me. I keep it in my Bible. And I got what they call it, honorarium and stuff. I was so proud. I was so proud of me because I wasn't expecting it. And that's when God shows up in the least expected, when we ain't expecting, because he don't think like we think. You know what I'm saying? He don't move like we move. We got to catch up. We got to realign ourselves in the movement, in the real movement, not this, I don't know. But anyway, one more sip of coffee, you guys, before we go. I love you. I appreciate you. I do, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever you see me, and you will see me. I'm going to move around. I got to do some traveling. I got an event to go to. I don't know, be in Atlanta soon. Not really soon, but and then I got to go to Chicago. Listen, I'll be moving around. Wherever you see me, I need for you to greet me. Say, what's up, Joy? And I'm going to say, what's up to you? I am you. You are me. You're my brother. I'm your sister. We all one, you guys. This is what I teach. This is your number one platform. Number one for the practical teachings of spirituality. Be authentically you. Wherever I go, this is how I show up. This is how I show up. People have a problem with it. I think that people got a problem with me, period. But that ain't my problem. People probably got a problem with you. They don't like how you dress. They don't like how you walk and talk. They don't like who you go with or who your husband or who your wife. They just be jealous. They just be hate. But it's none of our spiritual business. Do not look back from on things that God has delivered you from. People, places, and things. Low vibrational, copycat, clout chasing, criminals and crooks. People just don't know if they're going or coming. Perpetrated, walking around with gold chains and big cars and muscle and go to the gym and they dress with the long alligator shoes and they know how to talk. That old slick, make stuff rhyme and everybody gets mesmerized. Watch it. We look beyond what is appearing. And let me share this with you. Through practice, we discern whether we want to or not because we're in spirit now. So God will show us and reveal to us supernatural because we live in a supernatural world. We ain't in the matrix. Thank God. I need for you to release today error consciousness. Let go and allow God to flow. Please, just allow God to be you in expression. Yes, we are. And yes, you can. And yes, we are God in expression. And yes, you can. You can do that. Let me tell y'all something. See, I always say that, but I'm working on something. I'm gonna share a couple of stories with y'all and see how it goes. See how it goes. If let me tell you something. If the Lord saved me, if it had not been for the Lord on my side, and check this out, the Lord on my side through grace. It wasn't like I was in conscious awareness that God was with me. Oh, I heard about the God when I was in the Baptist church, because that's where I got baptized by a itty bitty girl. You know what I'm saying? But it's one thing you got to know Him. God is you in expression. The half-man crew. We are the image bearers. Let your light shine today. I don't care if your hair's standing all over your head. I don't care if them boys with the drawers hanging out. Let your light shine. See, they got a light too. The Christ in me greets the Christ in you. I'll let y'all soon.